Welcome to Cobblestone Curiosities. Today we unravel the fascinating stories behind a tradition centered around love. So lock yourself into a journey with a little bit of love, a little bit of poetry, and a little bit of pettiness. Every February 14th, people around the world celebrate love, exchanging heart-shaped chocolates, flowers, and sentimental cards. But the history of Valentine's Day isn't all roses and romance. Behind the glittering storefronts and the candy boxes lies a tale of secret weddings, medieval poetry, snarky insult cards, and an unexpected marketing genius who turned chocolates into a holiday staple. The origins of Valentine's Day are wrapped up in mystery, with its roots tangled between the ancient Roman festivals, martyred saints, and the creative musings of poets. It wasn't always about love, but thanks to literature, Victorian traditions, and a little bit of capitalism, it evolved into the holiday we know today. So our journey begins with a discussion about the saint or saints behind Valentine's Day. The name Valentine belongs to more than one saint, and history is unclear on which one inspired the holiday. The most famous legend tells the story of Saint Valentine, a 3rd century priest living under the rule of Emperor Claudius II. Claudius had decreed that young men should remain single, believing that unmarried soldiers made better warriors. But Valentine, believing in the power of love, secretly performed weddings, defying the emperor's orders. When Claudius discovered that the priest had done this, he was furious. Valentine was arrested and sentenced to death. While in prison, though, legend says he befriended and possibly healed the jailer's blind daughter. Before his execution on February 14th, he left her a note signed, "From your Valentine." A tragic love story, yes, but at the time, no one connected it to romance. That part wouldn't come for over 1,000 years, thanks to a poet who unknowingly set the stage for the modern Valentine's Day. So we turn our attention now to how Geoffrey Chaucer turned Valentine's Day into a love story. For centuries after St. Valentine's execution, February 14th was just another day on the calendar. That all changed in the 14th century, thanks to the famous English poet Geoffrey Chaucer. In his poem, Parlement of Falaise, Chaucer described February 14th as the day when birds, yes, actual birds, choose their mates. It was a poetic metaphor for romance, and in an era obsessed with courtly love, the idea quickly took off. Soon people began to associate Valentine's Day with love, and by the 15th century, the first Valentine's letters were being written. One of the oldest known Valentine's messages still in existence comes from 1415, written by Charles, Duke of Orleans. Captured in battle and imprisoned in the Tower of London, Charles sent his wife a heartfelt poem, calling her his very gentle Valentine. It is a tragic and romantic moment in history, and one of the earliest recorded Valentine's love notes. By the 17th and 18th centuries, exchanging handwritten love letters became a common tradition, but it was the Victorians who turned Valentine's Day into a full-fledged holiday. So what of the Victorians and the rise of Valentine's Day cards? The 19th century saw the birth of mass-produced Valentine's Day cards thanks to the invention of the printing press and affordable postage. The Victorians, known for their sentimental and sometimes over-the-top expressions of love, eagerly embraced the tradition. By the mid-1800s, sending Valentine's Day cards was more popular than ever. But not all Valentine's Day cards were sweet. Some were downright mean. Which brings us to the snarkier side of Valentine's Day, that of the vinegar Valentines. Not everyone wanted to celebrate love, and some people used Valentine's Day as an opportunity for insults rather than affection. Enter vinegar Valentines, sarcastic, cruel, and often hilarious cards designed to mock rather than to woo. These cards, which became popular in the 1800s and early 1900s, targeted unwanted admirers, annoying acquaintances, and even social movements that became somehow problematic. Some made fun of someone's appearance with messages like, "Why do you think I'd marry you? I'd rather drown in something like glue." Others attacked specific professions, poking fun at shopkeepers, teachers, and even suffragettes. Yes, even women fighting for voting rights often received vinegar valentines, mocking them for not staying at home and doing what society expected of them. Since these cards were often sent anonymously, they led to fistfights, broken engagements, even duels. Some store owners refused to sell them, fearing that the drama that they would cause would be more than they were looking forward to dealing with. Thankfully, the tradition of roasting people on Valentine's Day faded over time. But another tradition, the chocolate craze, was just getting started. So how exactly did chocolate become the ultimate Valentine's Day gift? Ever wonder why chocolate is the go-to Valentine's Day treat? You can thank Richard Cadbury for that. In the 19th century, Cadbury, the famous chocolatier, saw an opportunity to market chocolates for Valentine's Day. He introduced beautifully decorated heart-shaped boxes, making chocolates an essential part of the holiday. The idea was wildly successful, and over a century later, millions of heart-shaped boxes are still sold every year. Today, Valentine's Day is a multi-billion-dollar industry, with chocolates, flowers, and jewelry leading the charge. But some people prefer a different kind of Valentine's Day celebration. So, not feeling the Valentine's Day spirit? Well, maybe you're not alone. Not everyone is a fan of the holiday, which is why February 15th has become known as Singles Awareness Day, or the acronym SAD, S-A-D. While some use the occasion to embrace self-love and independence, others simply celebrate the best part, discounted Valentine's Day candy. But even those who don't celebrate can appreciate the wild, centuries-long journey of Valentine's Day. From secret weddings and medieval poetry to snarky insult cards and chocolate empires, this holiday has evolved in unexpected ways. So, it is a holiday with a wild past. Valentine's Day has never been just about love. It's been about rebellion, literature, commerce, and even a little bit of pettiness. So whether you're writing a heartfelt love letter, indulging in sweets, or just enjoying the quirky history of the holiday, one thing is clear: February 14th has never been just another day. And to think, it all started with a saint, a secret wedding, and a well-placed poem. As we wrap up this episode of Cobblestone Curiosities, it is clear that Valentine's Day is much more than a simple celebration of love. It's a holiday steeped in rich history, filled with tales of courageous acts, poetic expressions, and clever marketing. From secret ceremonies defying emperors to the witty banter of vinegar valentines, and from the timeless appeal of Geoffrey Chaucer's romantic verses to the sweet allure of Cadbury chocolates, Valentine's Day has evolved into the cultural monster we see today. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the wild history of Valentine's Day. We hope to see you again soon. Until next time, stay safe out there.